All right, let's go live. Machen Matthews here, Paid to Promote Group. I am your trainer and founder. Today, we are getting geared up for our Feature Fridays. If you caught me a moment ago, you caught me with the mic muted. So that was, embarrassing. If you've ever done that, let me know with an emoji, with a whoosh in chat, or your favorite, a peach, right? Show your bum a little. I think we've all done that, or done something a little silly like that. So today I did want to talk specifically about the 7 steps to get anyone to buy your product or join your team, and show you, you don't have to follow and write notes the entire time through the system. Working on this stuff for you guys with the team today. Sorry, let me get this out of here so I can show you guys. Uh, well, actually, if you're right here in the Paid to Promote group, you'll see a link in the Google Docs here. So it's a non-tracking link. You can hit the Google Docs, you get the step-by-step guide. And I actually want to pull it up on my end. Let me get Facebook open. Let me see that. Paid to Promote, where are we? Paid to Promote group. All right. So today's free training, 7 steps get everyone to buy your product or join your team. Let me know if you're watching here. I would love to have some comments and interaction with you. Let me get that turned down, me from the past. So a few seconds delay. So again, if you caught me just a moment ago, I started without the mic. If you've ever done that, let me know. It's I kind of wasted about 10 minutes there. It's about 4 minutes of talking. It started about 2 minutes late, but specifically what I want to talk to you guys today is some of the methods that you've seen us discussing the past 3 weeks since we started the group. So we're talking about finding and attracting people, and we discussed connecting with people and getting their permission, some of the things we say, and we gave some scripts and how perhaps you would want to approach somebody, or what to say and how to automate that. There's a lot of strategies in building a brand for yourself and building business that continually books more business, especially for high ticket sales. So that's what we love about this system, that it's repeatable, reliable. You're getting consistent appointments. I'm booked back to back for the rest of the week. There's a few open spots where I've blocked out my schedule, and you'll see exactly how that works. We're going to do a simple overview. And like I said, you don't have to take a whole lot of notes. It's right here in the comments. Right? This is for you guys. It's not being tracked. It's not some big sales pitch. This is for you to have and share what it is. So we'll look at what that gift is, right? The gift is this information here. And I want you guys to go and share that gift. That's the entire point of this group. So hop in here. Howdy, Paul. Welcome to see you. And if you have ever gone live with your mic muted, like I did there for a minute and restarted for you guys, let us know. If you're sitting here, you can follow along with these simple 7 steps. But if you don't already have the Paid to Promote system, some of it's not going to make a whole lot of sense. We'll look at my screen over here, and you'll see that the full access to the Paid to Promote system. And if you don't know, we do these Zooms every day. Grab the Zoom URL. It's available to you, but let's look. So some of the simple things that we're going to want to do, like step 1, find and attract, what we're discussing here, if you've clicked the Google Doc, is right here, a profile optimization video. So some of these things are elementary to us, but setting up a system and knowing a reliable way for us to implement that system is sometimes where a lot of us struggle. And so what we've created here in the group is simple stuff like this. So step 1, how do you find and attract people? Sometimes that's as simple as positioning. So let's look at that. There's lots of information out there on the internet. You can go Google it, what have you, but I've given you a simple step-by-step guide and another white paper like this. So if you don't have time to watch the tutorials, you don't have a whole lot of time to watch the videos, in the Paid to Pro system, you'll actually see there are links to the tutorials directly, and you can visit the larger webinars like these as we continue each week to build up content here for you guys. And let's hop on back to the Google Sheet here. If you're looking, the next thing that you're going to want to do is connect with people. And so how we might want to do that is through reaching out on our prime social media networks. Maybe it's LinkedIn and leveraging some sort of drip message system or some sort of way to interact with people that are your ideal prospects, whether that's groups or blogs or developing content that's informational, which we'll really go into next week. So if you join us next week, I just want to give you a heads up. We'll be doing a 6-step sales process that involves nurturing with informational campaigns, and then bringing those campaigns into invitations that bring people back into your sales process. So that's part of what we're doing here in the networking side and building these first 3 steps. So we want to find and attract people. And sometimes that's interacting on social media, like I said. Want to offer to connect with them and get permission, right? Get permission to sell our products. You've ever had somebody, come in your house, and I've heard a lot of analogies. One of my favorite ones I've heard years and years over and over is someone knocks on your door, comes in, throws dirt on your carpet, and then stomps it in, right? Would you let somebody do that? No. Then why do we let people do that in our mind? Why do we let people do that in our media, watching our news, watching television? Why do we let people do that in our social media feed? There's ways to avoid that, especially if we use social media for sales, because we can build lists of people that are ideal for people that we want to connect with and impact the world. That's why you guys are here. That's why we've been connected through some member here or something you saw here on YouTube, Facebook, Google, whatever. And that is the dream, right? If you keep looking through what we're looking at here, we want to get permission. If somebody says no, just like you knock on somebody's door, and you're a lot of the times we hear like a dating analogy as well. So you want to talk to somebody and show some interest, but you're not going to say, hey, let's get married. Right. And in the same respect, we want to get some permission. If we've deemed this person qualified to be interested in our product or interested in some group or some cause, maybe it's, we all have our own causes. I love the philanthropic causes. If I can stand behind somebody with the ability to make a big impact in the world, simply by bringing people and bringing awareness to a situation like I do in a lot of my passion projects, then that's enough for me to get out of bed passionately and build these kind of systems for us to enjoy here. So getting permission. So, hey, just curious, would you be open to some information on making additional income promoting your own business? Doing something like that, that's something that aligns with my business model. You will put this out just like the rest of the Paid to Pro system as a boilerplate. So if you keep following along with me, we'll be here about 10 more minutes, go through these 7 steps, and then we'll shift directly into diving into these 7 steps. What is some of the software? We have the mindset or you wouldn't be here. I don't doubt that you're here without the mindset. A lot of us have the skill set. We have businesses, we're owners. And what I like to specialize in is the tool set. How do we implement the tools that are going to make the biggest impact the fastest? Whether we're going 60 miles per hour to get us to 100, or whether we're just getting started and building our list. And really, that's the point of this simple overview. What does it look like from 30,000 foot? If you joined me at the beginning, you saw something on my calendar here. We're putting the entire system into a 5-day workshop and a 6-week workshop. So no matter what your pace, I can give you a simple checklist. Like you see here, you can grab the system. If you're already 120 miles per hour, a lot of this will make sense to you. Just scrape it up, absorb it, consume it, and implement it where it makes sense in your business. And you have us to do some feedback on that. And we would love to, if you are at that level, we would love to feature you on our new Feature Fridays that are coming up in 2 weeks. Just Feature Friday, hang out with business owners making an impact in their niche so we can share with other people. I hope that the ones of you that do get some invites, shoot me a message back, even if it's a no. As you see, I'll say thank you. No big deal. If it's yes, we will set an appointment. This is what we do in anything, whether we're selling a product or nurturing a relationship. So don't just drop your link. Don't just assume somebody's going to join your email list, buy your product, share your affiliate link. That's the best one. Hey, I know you know a lot of people. Here's my affiliate link. Will you give it to them? That's like one of the coolest ones I get. I'm like, wow. So I actually do set up systems where that's possible, but it's the crazy ask. Like people just have no idea that that's an outrageous ask. So don't do that. Don't just knock on someone's door, walk in and expect them to buy your products. Don't go in, stamp carpet, and try to sell them a vacuum, right? What we're doing is actually want to bring this high-end value. That's the point of the Paid to Promote group. It's a no-pitch training and coaching platform for all of us to experience. So next is setting that appointment, and you'll see there is a tool set guide. These are white papers. These are documents just like the one that's attached here in the webinar that just gives you a little guide. What do you need to do to set the appointment? How do you manage calendars? What do you say? What's the follow-up scripts? All of this kind of stuff, right? But quite simply, if you don't have all that, start with one of these. Get a pen and paper, clean sheet of paper, right? And write down some names of people that you want to connect with, people that you believe are ideal buyers. If you already have customers and you already know who these people are, let's take a look at them and then build out some profiles that make sense. Go find and attract those people, connect, get permission. Now we're at the appointment stage. When do you have 5 minutes to spare? This is a question that's pretty easy to ask people. Don't just drop your link. Ask them, when are you free for 10 minutes? When could you take 15 minutes out of your life to potentially take the rest of your life off? Thank you, Fraser Brooks, for that statement. I love that one. Then during the appointment, you give them the information, right? You give them a 5-minute overview if that's your process in your sales engagement. And we'll talk a lot more about those sales funnels and what's best for business to business to consumer, and business to business promoters and marketers and stuff. There's different categories there. There's different stages of awareness and consideration, decision making the buyers go through, and there's different phases that we enter, like a vehicle at a traffic light, red light, green light, yellow light, right? So I want to discuss all that with you next week. As we proceed here, we want to ask for that appointment. Get the appointment. Do they have 10 minutes? Right? We show them this overview, maybe, or some information about the product, and we ask them what questions you have. We follow up after we've seen the video. Hey, did you have questions? Don't ask, do you have questions? That's a horrible question. Welcome, Corey. No worries. Welcome, Laura. So follow up. Do that. Don't ask what questions you have. It's a horrible question. Say, what questions do you have versus do you have questions? I'm stuttering over here in my mind. So what do you like best? Is there anything else you need to know? And if you're in a business where there's some sort of affiliate or network marketing angle to it, definitely leverage your upline, leverage your downline. If that's the way, put somebody in somebody else's downline, this kind of thing. If you're in that business, you probably know that. If you don't, get with somebody who invited you to this webinar and see if they can help you understand that model a little better. If you have real products or even e-commerce digital products, these things still work for you, except for perhaps that's a leverage of a promo, a sell, or a tactic that relies on a single product funnel. We'll talk about that next week. So going through the 7 steps, we find and attract the people, we connect, we get permission, we set the appointment and follow up. And following up, we ask the questions that matter the most. What did you like best? Get them on a call and go in depth in your product at that exact moment and drive them to the closing page. Close and go for the sale. If you need some help on some closes, one of my favorites that you'll be able to take some notes on right now, it's not here in this, but I'll make a post about it later. It just came across my mind, is the bucket method. So if you have a product, like the common price for a business-to-business product is a wallet opener, first level base product to where you're bringing someone into your circle of trust and getting them into a product, your main product, your core offer, so that you can provide upsells later or other products later, or continuity in your sales system later. If you're an insurance agent, you want people to continue to purchase with you year after year, or realtor, you want them to refer friends, all this stuff, all this applies. And so how do you leverage that system and close and go for the sell? One of my favorites is the bucket method. Pretty simple. What would you expect to pay for something like this? Now, no one knows, no one wants to put out the first number. So the easiest thing to do is follow that up immediately with something like 10x the standard price. So if B2B, say something like $2,000, and then 100 times, like $200,000. And someone will say, no, that's ridiculous. I'm thinking more around $200. Or I'm thinking more around $50, and then you can qualify. And then qualifying, maybe that's where we were talking about earlier, and we'll talk about quite a bit next week. Maybe that's where we slow down a little bit and we go back to nurturing that relationship and make sure that we're bringing the value that we promise before we're going for that big sale. And if it's a, relay for life and you're trying to build awareness, or if it's your favorite new evolution of money, let's say that you maybe don't have a product that you're selling. You still want to nurture people and find the right ideal prospects and have them attracted to you. And if people aren't interested, you want to have a respectful way of saying no. It's pretty easy. These are 7 things that you are 100% in control of. So follow up. You are in control of that. Ask questions. Ask good questions. Quality answers come from quality questions. Close and go for the sale. There's methods to doing that so that you can get a feel and qualify if somebody's ready to purchase. If they're not, be respectful of the response. Don't give them your link anyway. Don't do it. Just move on. If you get a yes, you earn, right? It's pretty simple. Yes, earn, right? But this is the same solid structure of your education, because when you get a no, you learn. And a lot of people say first you learn, remove the L, then you earn, right? But more in stacking that same bank account and building the solid structure is the more learns you get, the more no's you get, the more you qualify your prospects, the more you determine who your ideal buyers are, the more you connect with the right audience, the more you grow your influence, build your list. And hopefully for some of us, it's growing our business and helping us get paid on promoting our business, right? Let's start. Some of this is completely zero budget. Next week, we'll be doing the 6-step sales funnel. Again, totally everything in this group is free, but the following week, I do want to show some simple advertising that I'm going to launch in the group. So if you are seeing this now, it is August 7th at 2:27 p.m. Central Time. I recommend that you take action, grab the Google Docs link here. There is, if somebody else shared this Google Docs link to you, there is a link back to the Facebook group inside of there. But make sure you hit get permission, paid to pro system. That will give you all the scripts that you're about to see here. Right? All the messenger scripts, all the follow-ups. These are simple strategies that we implement in these sessions that you can follow along with and that you'll find in the tutorials and webinars. There's prospecting emails, prospecting email replies, email drip campaigns. We're putting together some quarterly examples, boilerplates for you to be able to use in your business. Some of us, maybe we need to follow up 3-4 times quickly. Some of us, that's a little pushy, so we need to provide more of a education-based approach. And so that's why we're looking at quarterly emails. So it would be more of, in a Gary Vee style, we talk about the jabs, and every once in a while you come with the right hook. Quarterlies would be part of that. It would be part of an invite sequence. Hey, this is everything that's happened, and we invite you to participate here in a promotion, here in a webinar, here in a product sell, etc., whatever may be appropriate. You are all available to view and comment on all of these documents. I want your questions. You drive what's happening here, and without you, I'm nothing. I don't, none of this exists. The whole point is to help you guys. So with that being said, I want to wrap up the 7 steps to get anyone to buy your product or join your team. Remember, let's be respectful of going for the sell and closing. And I'd love for you to invite a friend to join us here in the Paid to Pro group, grow their knowledge, get committed to growing the gift, give the gift here or in your business, wherever it makes the most sense. Outside of that, I do want to hop right in, as we saw, not rocket science, simple 101 stuff. Next will be some of what we see in these later steps. The step 1, find and attract profile optimization video, does have getting it on this screen here, does have a link there to the video here in the group on Facebook. You don't have to go anywhere else. It is uploaded on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can subscribe to the channel. Here you can get my cell phone number. I was going to add this here. Paid to Pro. So if you go here, you'll see my little contact information for the group. And you actually grab my direct cell phone number. If you have any questions, just come down here and download the contact. It'll go, if you're on a PC or something like that, it'll go to your contacts there. If you're on your phone, it'll hit your contacts on your phone. So I suggest You do it on both, do it on either, sync the contacts, make sure that you have that at your fingertips for when you have questions. And here we go. So the second step, the Facebook friend tool, is something that we have available to you. Every member of the Paid to Pro system gets invited to a special Google Drive where we have all of our growth strategies, hacks, files, strategies like this. There is no tracking. It's not some paid system or anything. We just want to make sure that we protect some of the knowledge, get committed to giving the gift, not taking advantage of some of the knowledge that's available here for, I don't know. There's always a bad apple, so we got to be a little bit careful in seeing some of that. So next thing we do is get permission. That's here in the Paid to Pro system. And I want to show you, we have managing multiple calendars, following up, asking questions, and going for the close for the sale. So let's say we don't close the sale. What does that look like here? Do you do Bitcoin? Yes, we do Bitcoin. That's a hilarious question. Thanks for asking. Okay, so where we're going to go from here is how to set up our email template. So I'm sure you've seen some templates online that you would like to leverage in your business. If you are already using templates, this is a handy way to import those same templates without using some complex system like HubSpot or ActiveCampaign or automated email systems or any of that. There is a free tool out here. It goes directly into Chrome. You can see I use that tool for, there's actually multiple free tools here, but one of them is the templates, and others for sharing emails via links. So when I really get a good email, I want to send it to the marketing team, want to send it to the sales team, maybe the customer has a special request or something, put it on my Trello board, just grab a link, boom. Okay, and next up is the main part of this Paid to Pro system is getting these emails into how do you actually send this to your prospects? Once somebody takes the steps and gets in, and maybe you want to set those appointments, do you need to write that email? If you're inviting 5 people every single week to have a meeting with you, how do you keep up with where they are staged in those emails? That's part of what's coming this next week. Tomorrow we'll have the full email system. So all the templates for the email right now, there's only like 3 stages of it. The prospecting, replies, and the drip campaign, but we'll tie everything together. It'll all make more sense with the, what do you call this? The 6 steps to the perfect sales funnel for next week's Wednesday's webinar. So we meet every day, 2 p.m. this same time. Wednesdays, we do a good 15 to 20 minutes on a high-level training. And then I always want to break into this. If you're joining us now, we're going to dive a little bit more into the emails, into what's the sequences here. What are we saying? Again, we're wanting to nurture to that first appointment. We want to get people onto a phone call. So here's some simple boilerplate scripting that you can use. If you're a member of Paid to Promote, all you need to do is get the Paid to Promote system to be upgraded to a moderator. And at that point, you can, if you don't already have your own group or you're not already a leader in a product and you just want to build your knowledge, you can still feel free to use the boilerplate scripts that are here for you. If you need a hand up, actually use the link there, schedule with me, and we'll work together on what you need to do. We can look at the whole system, all the schematics and all that good stuff if that makes more sense for where you're at. If all of this is overwhelming, remember, hang on, keep sticking around, watch what's going on. We're putting together a 6-week boot camp just for you so that you have day 1, day 2 in a Google Drive format that you can simply palette, right? And for those of you that think that I'm going a little slow right now, we have a nice how to do everything in 5 days system, as well as a launch checklist that we decided we were going to put together. Thanks to Corey Gardner, who I believe is here with us live, I see. So again, I really appreciate you guys being here. If you have some experience with email drip campaigns, please give us a thumbs up here in chat. Leave a comment of what your industry is if you're a business owner. I would love to understand what you go through a little more so that these sessions mean a lot more to you. again, we're just doing this to make the best of the experience we have. What is the saying? The only key that rusts is the unused key, right? So I love doing this. I want to find bigger ways to solve bigger challenges. So if you have a challenge, bring it. Let's talk about it. So let's say I want to import this email so that I can email whomever it is that I wish to email. We're going to simply use the white paper here, or you can look through use cases if you're wondering, hey, what am I going to do? I want to do HTML emails. There's all these white papers on HTML emails, a little bit of information on it. If you frequently use the similar emails over and over, try out this. You'll wind up here. As well, you can just simply look at white papers. It's a very easy to use once you consider it like just a single Google spreadsheet with folders that have access to the things that matter to you. Look through the white papers, tutorials or webinars, whatever makes the most sense. They do link around, so you can try to find what makes the most sense for what your challenge is. Today we're looking at the setting up the email templates, because as we saw, we have our verbiage, we have some content here, and we can use that to connect with people. So if you don't want to spend or you don't have the budget to spend, or maybe you're scaling at a way that this makes more sense than $50 a user on HubSpot or something like that, you can tie your own custom domains into Gmail. There's a white paper on that coming up as well. You can use any email you want through Gmail and then use these templates. So we'll look into what the template is. Here's a really simple visual guide, every step that you need. Now let's say I've got this template attached to my board here, and I want to pop out this email so I can actually see it. I'm going to go ahead and write an email. Here's the text of the email. And the guide, when you get the guide, will show what these variables are, but these variables will grab out of your associated email software if you're using things like that, or if you're using part of the Page to Promote system, we can show you how to automate all this stuff and tie it together. But again, this is our best friend, right? Just a notepad, writing it down. We'll have a nice 5-point checklist coming up as well for all of these interactions. But here we go. We have some text, and because we've gone and we've added the templates plugin for Chrome, we can now grab right here, save draft as template. Now we have this email. I didn't apply a subject line, which is a horrible mistake. Don't do that. Well, sometimes you can get it open by just no subject line. So it depends on how many opens you expect. It's better to inform people in the subject line. In fact, every time I reply to somebody, if the subject matter has changed at all, I actually change the subject line, because the email stays threaded. There's no harm there, but it updates the person who's receiving the message so that they can appropriately address whether that's an important message to open now or later. Please be kind. Do this for your friends. So this is our template for, we're calling this our Page to Promote prospecting next step. So let's head back over to Gmail. Template, Paid to Promote prospect next steps. And we can save this right to your Google Drive, or you can save it into a separate folder that you have created inside of your Google Drive. Again, all you need is a Gmail account. You can send from custom emails. You can send custom templates. You have no problem scaling this for large teams. And the next step would be calendars and how to use those calendars effectively across teams or effectively across multiple events. My wife and I are stay-at-home parents. We work full-time from home and raise kids full-time. Sometimes that involves going to the library, the museum, the doctor's office, the dentist appointment, the therapy, the whatever, right? We have our youngest is in speech therapy. Our oldest does the library events. All the kids have dentists, and all this. It gets out of control. Plus, I love connecting with you guys. and have companies that I own, manage, and schedules inside of that I need to coordinate with other people that really matter in my life. So how do we take control of this and not let it take control of us? Leverage these simple systems. Leverage the advice I'm giving you here. It's very simple to implement once you have the recipe and you have someone on your side to sit next to you, just like your grandma did the first time you baked cookies. If that's never happened, let's recreate it, you and me. Get with the person who invited you to the group. If you do have any questions about paid to promote and this isn't making a whole lot of sense to you, again, you have direct access to my cell phone number. I would love to meet with you, chat with you, help you. Questions, give me your questions. You are not late. There will be a replay. You are always welcome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tagging some friends. You guys are so kind. I really appreciate the support in here. Again, I'm doing it for the better benefit of showing us how to market and build business responsibly, because ultimately that is going to build my list of influence and how I can make an impact in the world, which as a father of 3 young boys, 1 on the way, I really want to set a great example. I've noticed time and time and time again over history, the people who make the most impact are the master connectors. I met with one yesterday who joined us earlier, Paul McNeil, the crypto curator. If you guys have not checked that out, do reach out over there. I just started following along, got the first email today full of information at a glance, so I don't have to go out and explore this very complex market. If you have products and services that are useful to other members as well, please go to the introductions thread. If you have not gone to the introductions thread, you can in Facebook just ask for it. If you're here, you don't have a link, but it's right there in the announcements. Big picture says introductions thread. Introduce yourself. Tell us about you. Tell us about your business. Tell us who you serve, and what's your big dream. With that, I'm out of here. Machen, your founder and trainer at Paid to Promote, here to serve. I'll see you at the top or to the left of the decimal. Get in here, grab the docs. If you need access to the Paid to Promote system, it is right there in the GDoc, or just ask the person who invited you. We'll email you directly. You'll get an invite. It'll say it's Airtable. You'll have full access. See you on the inside. Lots of love, guys. Thanks for joining us, and catch you each and every day at 2 p.m. in Zoom. We do this every day to help other business owners. Don't forget about it. Take advantage of it. Paid to Promote, brought to you by every one of you in here. So let's build. See you at the top, or to the left for you crypto lovers.